1945, Operation Paperclip. Shadows of the Past and Nazi Scientists in America. 1945 marked a complex and controversial turning point in history, Operation Paperclip. This clandestine operation carried out by the Allies, principally the USA, aimed to recruit top German scientists and engineers, including members of the Nazi Party, to join the American research program. This chapter explores the various facets of Operation Paperclip, its ethical implications, and its impact on the perception of Nazi sympathy in the USA. Nazi brain drain, Operation Paperclip. At the end of the Second World War, the United States entered into a technological race with the Soviet Union in the context of the emerging Cold War. Operation Paperclip was conceived as a pragmatic response to attract talented German scientists and engineers to the American ranks, some of whom were involved in advanced Nazi military programs, particularly in the field of rockets. Among the key figures exfiltrated was Wernher von Braun, an engineer renowned for his contributions to the development of Germany's V-2 rockets. The United States sought to capitalize on this knowledge to gain a technological advantage in the space and arms race. Ethics in question, necessity versus morality. Operation Paperclip raised complex ethical dilemmas. On the one hand, the USA was faced with the need to remain competitive in an emerging Cold War era, and the recruitment of German scientists was seen as a means of preventing the possible appropriation of these talents by the Soviet Union. On the other hand, it meant welcoming individuals who had served a regime responsible for atrocities and crimes against humanity. The pragmatic need to benefit from scientific expertise thus clashed with moral considerations surrounding the past actions and affiliations of these Nazi scientists. The dilemma posed by Operation Paperclip lies in the tension between scientific progress and fundamental ethical principles. Consequences for perception. Nazi sympathy in the United States. The arrival of these Nazi scientists in the United States naturally raised questions and debates about the perception of Nazi sympathy in the country. Some interpreted Operation Paperclip as a pragmatic collaboration aimed at benefiting from German know-how, while others criticized the decision as a moral compromise accepting individuals implicated in the crimes of the Nazi regime. Paperclip's legacy between scientific progress and moral controversy. Operation Paperclip left a complex legacy. On the one hand, it contributed to American technological development, particularly in the space field. On the other, it gave rise to ongoing debates about the delicate balance between the pragmatic need for scientific progress and the ethical implications of collaborating with former members of the Nazi Party. Paperclip's legacy persists in contemporary ethical discussions about compromises made in the name of science and national security. The operation highlights the complexity of the decisions made in the post-war context and how they shaped the scientific and ethical landscape of the United States in the decades that followed. This chapter invites in-depth reflection on the consequences of these choices and how they shaped the destiny of scientific research and the perception of morality in the context of 20th century American history. 1947, Project Sign. In search of UFOs and celestial mysteries. The year 1947 marked the beginning of a fascinating and sometimes controversial quest in the world of ufology. Project Sign, a United States Air Force (USAF) initiative to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, and the mysteries surrounding unidentified flying objects, UFOs. This chapter delves into the nuances of Project Sign, examining its background, objectives, discoveries, and the implications that flowed from this exploration of the enigmatic skies. The enigmatic post-war context. The post-war period was marked by technological transformation and a growing fascination with the skies. Advances in aeronautics and the end of the Second World War ushered in an era when sightings of unidentified flying objects captured the imagination of the public and researchers alike. Project Sign emerged in this context of celestial exploration and growing questioning. Launch of Project Sign. in pursuit of UFOs. December 1947 marked the official launch of Project Sign by the USAF. The mission of this ambitious initiative was to collect, analyze, and evaluate UFO reports to determine whether they represented a potential threat to national security. Teams of experts, including aeronautical engineers, astronomers, and intelligence analysts, were mobilized to dive into the study of mysterious celestial phenomena. Mysterious UFO reports, testimony, and analysis. Project Sign drew attention to a plethora of UFO reports from a variety of sources, including civilian and military pilots, ground observers, and even radar. These reports described flying objects with strange characteristics, often defying conventional explanation. The Project Sign team undertook a rigorous analysis, seeking to distinguish between natural phenomena, conventional aircraft, and genuine celestial mysteries. The Estimate of the Situation Report, a controversial document. In 1948, Project Sign published an internal document known as the Estimate of the Situation Report. This report, although controversial, marked a milestone by concluding that some of the UFO sightings were probably of extraterrestrial origin. However, this conclusion was met with resistance within the USAF, with senior members disputing the lack of hard evidence supporting this bold hypothesis. Transformation into Project Grudge, management changes. Following the controversy surrounding the Estimate of the Situation Report, Project Sign underwent a transformation in 1949 to become Project Grudge. This new phase adopted a more skeptical approach, seeking to explain the majority of UFO sightings by natural phenomena, perceptual errors, or conventional aircraft. This transition marked a turning point in the official attitude towards UFO investigations. The legacy of Project Sign, openness to UFO research. Although Project Sign didn't solve the mystery of UFOs, it laid the foundations for later projects such as the famous Project Blue Book. Its legacy lies in having paved the way for more systematic research into unidentified aerial phenomena, arousing continuing curiosity and fueling public debate about the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Lessons from Project Sign, between skepticism and open-mindedness. Project Sign has left important lessons in the field of ufology. It illustrated the need to approach the subject with a subtle blend of rational skepticism and open-mindedness. While skepticism guarantees rigorous analysis of the data, open-mindedness ensures that legitimate phenomena that may escape immediate explanation are not overlooked. This chapter concludes with lessons learned from Project Sign, emphasizing that the quest to understand celestial mysteries requires a delicate balance between scientific pragmatism and a willingness to explore the unknowns that persist in the vast universe above us. Project Sign remains an intriguing page in the history of ufology, reminding us that even in the age of science and technology, the heavens can keep some of their secrets closely guarded. 1947, the Roswell Incident. Shards of mystery in the New Mexico sky. The year 1947 marked a turning point in the history of ufology with the enigmatic Roswell incident, an event that sparked heated debate, conspiracy theories, and persistent speculation. This chapter dives deeper into the intriguing details of this incident, from the supposed UFO crash to the discovery of mysterious debris, extraterrestrial bodies, and varied theories about the cause of the accident. First glimmers of the incident, celestial sparks near Roswell. The story of the Roswell incident begins with the discovery of scattered debris in a field near Roswell, New Mexico, by rancher Mac Brazel. Intrigued by the unusual nature of the debris, Brazel alerted local authorities, initiating a series of events that would soon capture the attention of the public and researchers worldwide. The two mysterious wrecks, a shard in the sky. Two craft were reported to have crashed in July 1947, one southwest of Corona and the other at Pelona Peak, south of Dattle, New Mexico. The discovery of debris over a vast area fueled speculation about the extraterrestrial nature of these objects. Unusual metal fragments and strange materials were collected, contributing to the intrigue surrounding Roswell. The macabre discovery: 6 bodies and 1 survivor. Reports surrounding the Roswell incident extend beyond the debris. Some accounts claim the discovery of 6 extraterrestrial bodies among the debris, each measuring around 1.20 meters in height. An even more captivating theory suggests that a survivor was found among the debris, prompting speculation about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the nature of interstellar visitors. Theories on the cause of the accident: malfunction or EMI impact with a nuclear bomb. The circumstances of the accident have given rise to various theories. Some believe it was simply a mechanical failure, while others put forward more complex hypotheses. One intriguing theory suggests an EMI, electromagnetic pulse, impact with a nuclear bomb, suggesting possible extraterrestrial surveillance of human nuclear activities. The authorities' reaction: between revelation and concealment. Initially, the U.S. Air Force Press Office confirmed the discovery of a flying saucer, but this statement was quickly retracted. The later official version attributed the debris to a weather balloon, fueling decades of controversy over the authorities' cover-up of an extraterrestrial encounter. The Roswell legacy: an immortal mystery. The Roswell incident has left a lasting legacy in the world of ufology. Independent investigations, conflicting testimony, and declassified documents have fueled speculation and debate about the reality of the incident. Whether a UFO crash or a persistent misunderstanding, Roswell continues to capture the imagination, symbolizing an immortal mystery in the skies over New Mexico. The lessons of Roswell: between truth and mythology. This chapter concludes with lessons learned from the Roswell incident, highlighting the need to unravel the truth from the mythology surrounding this event. It also stresses the importance of government transparency to allay speculation and enable a clearer understanding of mysterious celestial events. The Roswell incident remains a powerful reminder of how celestial mysteries can influence our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. 1947, Area 51. Alien help at Base 51. Myth or reality? Over the decades, the top-secret Area 51 military base in the Nevada desert has been shrouded in mystery and speculation. Among the most controversial theories is that suggesting possible alien assistance in the development of advanced technologies within this ultra-secret base. This chapter explores these speculations, examining the stories, testimonies, and questions that persist about potential collaboration between extraterrestrials and Base 51 personnel. The origins of myth: Roswell incident and reverse technology. One of the foundations of the myth of extraterrestrial assistance at Base 51 goes back to the 1947 Roswell incident, where UFO debris was allegedly recovered. Some theorists put forward the idea that this extraterrestrial technology was transported to Base 51 to be analyzed and reversed, thus contributing to major technological advances. Anonymous testimonials and unverifiable stories. The difficulty of confirming allegations. The major challenge in exploring this theory lies in the lack of tangible evidence. Many accounts are anonymous, and testimonies cannot be independently verified. This has led to high levels of skepticism about the validity of these claims. Advanced technologies and testing of new machines. Base 51 as an innovation center. Regardless of extraterrestrial speculation, Base 51 is known for its role in the development and testing of experimental aircraft and other classified technologies. This includes advances in aviation and defense, which may explain some of the unusual sightings in the area. Area 51 and popular culture, between fact and fiction. Base 51 has become a subject of fascination in popular culture, fueling tales of conspiracies and extraterrestrial encounters. Elements of science fiction and sensational tales have often blurred the line between fact and fiction, adding to the complexity of speculation surrounding possible extraterrestrial assistance. Official declarations, denial, and government secrecy. Government authorities have consistently denied allegations of any extraterrestrial assistance at Base 51. Official statements emphasize the confidential nature of activities carried out at the base and stress the need to maintain secrecy for reasons of national security. Conclusion: between fantasy and reality. This chapter concludes by highlighting the fanciful but persistent nature of the theory that extraterrestrials contributed to the technological advances at Base 51. Although this idea fuels the collective imagination, it is essential to view it critically, given the lack of concrete evidence. Base 51 remains an enigma, but the truth behind extraterrestrial speculation remains, to this day, largely unconfirmed. 1947, the transistor and the mysteries of innovation. A little help from Roswell? The year 1947 marked a major milestone in the history of technology with the invention of the transistor by Bell Laboratories. However, this chapter explores the intriguing idea of a possible connection between this innovation and the mysterious events surrounding the Roswell crash and the notorious Area 51. Dawn of the electronic age, the invention of the transistor. In December 1947, Bell Laboratories physicists John Bardeen, Walter Brattain, and William Shockley proudly announced the invention of the transistor. This tiny electronic component revolutionized the world of electronics, replacing bulky vacuum tubes with a smaller, more reliable, and more energy-efficient device. Bell Laboratories and the reputation for innovation. Bell Laboratories, renowned for its contributions to research and development, has always been at the forefront of innovation. The transistor was the first major breakthrough in the miniaturization of electronic components, paving the way for the advent of modern electronics. The notion of Area 51 and the Roswell crash, a nexus of intrigues. The plot emerges when we consider the chronology of events. The invention of the transistor in 1947 coincides, strangely, with two major events associated with extraterrestrial speculation: the Roswell crash in July 1947 and the enigmatic Area 51. Some have suggested a possible connection between these seemingly disparate events, but the presence of Bell Laboratories at Area 51 adds to the mystery and coincidence. Area 51, Extraterrestrial Speculation Center. Area 51, a military base in the Nevada desert, has long been the focus of speculation about secret extraterrestrial activity. Conspiracy theories have emerged claiming that extraterrestrial technology recovered at Roswell could be dissected and studied at Area 51. The invention of the transistor, with its revolutionary implications, fueled speculation about a possible link between these advances and secret activities at Area 51. Roswell UFO crash and kept secrets. Meanwhile, the Roswell incident of July 1947 added another layer of mystery. Debris from a supposed UFO was discovered, and witnesses reported the recovery of extraterrestrial bodies. Some conspiracy theorists put forward the idea that transistor technology might have been linked to these mysterious spacecraft. Hypotheses and unsolved mysteries. Speculation has given rise to various hypotheses. Some suggest that the transistor might have resulted from reverse engineering of extraterrestrial technology, while others imagine that the invention of the transistor might have been influenced by an unknown technological advance linked to Roswell. Theories even go so far as to suggest that the transistor could have been used in extraterrestrial systems. Ethical issues and scientific transparency. Such a hypothetical connection raises ethical questions about scientific transparency. If transistor technology were linked to extraterrestrial discoveries, this would raise the delicate question of the extent to which such information should be shared with the public. Governments and researchers face a dilemma between protecting technological secrets and the need to share major discoveries. Conclusion: between fiction and technological reality. In conclusion, although these speculations on the connection between the invention of the transistor, Roswell, and Area 51 are fascinating, they are mainly based on conspiracy theories with no tangible evidence. The temporal coincidence between these events calls for a thorough exploration of the facts, while remaining aware of the boundaries between fiction and technological reality. This chapter concludes with the need for in-depth, balanced research to understand these key moments in history and to demystify events shrouded in mystery. 1947, Project Blue Book, 1947 to 1969. The official investigation into unidentified flying objects. The period following the Second World War saw a dramatic increase in sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. Against the backdrop of this fascination and growing public concern, the United States Air Force, USAF, initiated Project Blue Book in 1952, an undertaking to investigate UFO reports and assess their potential impact on national security. The beginnings of Project Blue Book, the UFO era. The years 1947 to 1949 witnessed a wave of UFO sightings, generating widespread interest and questioning about the nature of these mysterious aerial phenomena. Kenneth Arnold's 1947 incident, in which he reported seeing 9 fast-flying objects, marked the beginning of this UFO era. The creation of Project Blue Book in 1952, an official response. Faced with growing public pressure and concern about UFOs, the USAF established Project Blue Book in 1952. The aim of this initiative was to collect, analyze, and document UFO reports to determine whether they posed a threat to national security. Blue Book Project Objectives: Analysis and Evaluation. Project Blue Book had several objectives. First, it sought to determine whether UFOs represented advanced alien technology or a potential threat. Secondly, it aimed to provide rational explanations for UFO sightings by attributing them to natural phenomena or conventional aircraft. Investigation methods: Analysis and reporting. Project Blue Book brought together a diverse team of experts, including astronomers, physicists, and intelligence analysts, to investigate UFO reports. Investigators examined thousands of cases, analyzing available data, and interviewing witnesses to obtain detailed information about sightings. The conclusions of Project Blue Book: Mixed results. Over the years, Project Blue Book has examined more than 12,000 UFO reports. The vast majority of these sightings could be explained by atmospheric phenomena, conventional aircraft, or perceptual errors. Nevertheless, a small fraction of cases remained unidentified, leaving a degree of uncertainty. Closing Project Blue Book in 1969, the end of an era. In December 1969, Project Blue Book officially came to an end. The official conclusion was that UFOs posed no threat to national security, and that the vast majority of sightings could be attributed to known terrestrial phenomena. The legacy of Project Blue Book: Between Skepticism and Speculation. Project Blue Book has left a complex legacy. Some saw it as a serious attempt to understand the phenomena observed in the skies, while others criticized it for its lack of transparency and rigorous scientific approach. The legacy persists in debates about the reality of UFOs and the way governments approach these enigmas. Lessons from Project Blue Book: Between Openness and Pragmatism. This chapter highlights the lessons learned from Project Blue Book. It highlights the need to approach UFO sightings with a balanced blend of open-mindedness and scientific skepticism. Although the project did not provide definitive answers about the nature of UFOs, it did help pave the way for a more systematic exploration of these phenomena, sparking continued interest in the mysteries of the skies.